Fantastic. So thank you for that. So as I said, we are going to be doing a live demo. So I welcome those of you that do have an Atera system and that like to follow along. Feel free to log into your system and use this as an opportunity to get to know the features and capabilities and to follow along as Jason walks us through the features. So let's move this along. First of all, for a little housekeeping, so this webinar is being recorded and unfortunately you're all muted, but you know, this is the opportunity. If you've got questions, if you'd like us to address any of those questions, please feel free to type them in the Q&A chat box and I will be looking at it and Jason and I will assist and answer. The recording of this session will be shared with you through email, I believe by Friday, but you can always look back to our webinars page in the on-demand section. That's where we put all of our webinars, so you can find it there. At the end of the webinar, we will be sharing a very, very short survey, 4 questions, I believe. It will take less than a minute. We really appreciate the feedback. It helps us continue to improve and definitely bring topics that are of interest to you. So as I said, we'll also end it with a Q&A session. So please don't be shy, type in your questions and we'll address them as we go and at the end of this presentation. So what are we going to cover today? Jason, some exciting things from January. So we've got some new features and capabilities and like I said, a live demo. So what are you going to walk us through, Jason, today?
So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to go through advanced reports, the Linux agent, which was released, I believe, yesterday. We have asset management and we have a bit of a customization to our alerts page. I think you can all be very excited about.
Fantastic. So let's get to it. Let's start with the advanced reports. So basically, hearing from a lot of you, a lot of our customers, we understand that it's all about the data and we want to empower you with data-driven IT. We want to help you be able to take the information that you have in the system and translate this into business impact. So what we've done is we've launched a new reporting engine under the advanced reports capability that allows users to create custom reports and use those to analyze and identify or find insights in the data that are relevant to your business that can really derive an impact. What you'll be able to see as Jason walks us through this is that it's not only just about creating these reports, you can schedule these reports to send them out to people in your organization or to your clients. And you can also create informative dashboards, which we'll see. What's important to note in this capability is that there's 2, I want to call them like 2 key features within the advanced reports. We've got the viewer, which is where you'll be able to view the dashboards and the reports. And we've got the Explore, which is basically the customization, the engine that allows you to design and derive your own custom reports. Out of the box, Jason will show us, we've got 5 preset reports, and you will be able to create pending your solution and the relevant Atera plan. You'll be able to create up to 20 reports and 3 dashboards. So you can see down here what relevant solution, and this will give you insight into your plan. But there is something amazing that's come out, and we announced this yesterday, is we are opening the advanced reports for an evaluation period. Jason, I believe until the 31st of the month.
That's correct, yes.
Fantastic. So what that will do is it gives those of you who are on lower plans the ability to test it out, try out, build your own reports, play with it, and send us your feedback. We'd love to hear it. So there's a little ping pong here between Jason and myself. So what I'm going to do after that explanation, again, feel free, send me your questions as we go through. I'm going to stop sharing here and hand it over to Jason to walk us through the capability. Jason,
Perfect.
it's all yours.
Cool. Let me just share my screen here. There we go. You guys can see the platform, correct?
I can.
Perfect, perfect. Okay. So first and foremost, like Muna mentioned, you guys all have access to this now. So if you guys do have more than one screen, you guys are more than welcome to have your platform open and the webinar open, and you guys can follow me around. Okay. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through what Muna mentioned as the viewer reports, which are our preset reports. Okay. So how do you get to this page? You'll click here on reports and then advanced reports. And then that will bring you to, it'll actually bring you to a dashboard for now. But how you get to this page here is you click the little folder button and you'll click shared. So the shared, just so you guys are aware, shared refers to the viewer reports, the 5 preset reports. Okay. I'm going to go through one of them with you guys. We don't have time to go through all 5 of them. They're all amazing, but I'm going to go through hardware inventory with you guys. So basically, what this gives you is a nice overview of all of the endpoints that you're monitoring. Okay, you have PCs, SNMP devices, some Linux devices, which we'll get to in a bit, and it just gives you a very nice overview of specific events and things that are happening within your Atera platform. So there's things here like memory, things like operating environment. Very nice and very intuitive, just as we like to do with Atera. What I want to do is maybe show you a bit of an example. Let's filter by a customer. For this, for you guys in internal IT, customer refers to sites, so don't get confused. So yeah, so let's do allo. Okay, for example, we can then choose a folder, device type. I'm going to not filter anything. I'm just going to go to a specific customer. And how we're going to run or process this data is we're going to click this little update button over there. It's going to come. And then now we can see that what we have for this specific customer is we have 2 Windows PCs, 1 Windows Server, 2 SNMP devices, and a whole bunch of information. What you can do then is you actually can click on these 3 little buttons here, and you can download this report, and you can also schedule delivery of this report. Something very nice to, if you want to send to your customers, if you're an MSP, or you can send to management if you're an internal IT department. Very nice, and things can be, you know, work for you in the background. And instead of you going every month at the end of the month clicking, you can really use these scheduled deliveries to really make your life a lot easier. So that's about it for the viewer reports. There are a few here like technician overview, which I'm not going to get into, but really you can see the amount of information that you're getting from the advanced reporting tool just in the presets. The preset reports is amazing, I think. And you can also go ahead and you can click on specific information, and it'll bring up all the information in a table. Okay, and you can also, of course, download that as well. Okay, now we're going to get to the exciting stuff. What I want to do is I want to show you what a dashboard looks like. Okay, so if we click main view on the top right there, we'll see it should load a report for me. Give it a few seconds. There we go. So what I've done is I've created a dashboard to show you guys that pretty much you can choose what information. Now I'm going to the Explorer part. So this is in our top tier packages on the IT product and the MSP product as well. So you can see it's very editable, very customizable, and you can kind of choose exactly what you need that will show on your dashboard. Okay. So what I want to do is I actually want to go a bit deeper. I want to show you how to create a report. Okay. So those of you guys who have your platforms open, you can follow with me. So what I want to do is just a very simple one. I want to create a not a dashboard I want to create a report that shows me what antiviruses the machines I'm monitoring are running. Okay, so you'll see it's very quick, very easy. What we'll do is we'll say new advanced report on the top right-hand side. We'll click over here, and you can see we have a whole bunch of preset data points that you can pull. So the idea is that you can pull pretty much any data point with any other data point and put them together and create dashboards to make your life a lot easier. So we have already here the recommended ones, which are kind of obvious. We're an RMM and a PSA. So we obviously, the RMM side will be, what are we doing? We're monitoring agents. And on the PSA side or help desk side, those guys in the internal IT, we have tickets as well. So for this one, I'm going to do, we want to look for the antiviruses. So we clicked on agent. And what I want to do now is, it looks like it's a bit much, but what's nice here is you actually have a search functionality over here, okay, which I'm going to use in a bit. But now we need to think of what data we want to pull. That's the most important part, is what data do we want to pull and where we're going to pull it from. So for now, I know that what I want to do is I want a count of all the devices that have a certain antivirus installed on it. Okay, so I know that I'm going to go to agent and I'm going to go to count. Okay, so that's then going to see, it's going to populate this field over here. Very nice. So now we have the count. Now what I said is we want to look for the antivirus software installed. So instead of searching over here, we can just type in the box. So we can say antivirus, and we can see we have anti-spyware, name and status. But now we found the one we want. We want antivirus name. Okay, so we're going to click that. And now we want to, again, like before, we need to process, we need to run it. So it's the same here on the top right, we have run, and we're going to click run. And then it's going to pull all the information. Very, very nice. This is a quick table. We can see that there's, according to this, there's in my demo platform, there is 10 devices that don't have antivirus on, and we have 10 with Windows Defender and 10 with Cisco Secure Endpoint. Okay, so now we have the table. Now we want to actually see the data in the form of a visualization. Okay, so let's click there, and you can see we can have it in a table, we can do column, we can do scatter plots, we can do lines. But for this case, I want to make a pie. I love pizza, so I'm going to make a pie chart for you guys. And now you can see we have a very nice pie chart showing us all of the antivirus vendors that are installed on our devices. Okay, and if we want to, we can actually go in here, we can click, and we can actually see the devices, which I think is also very, very helpful. We can explore this further, and we can also download. Okay, but now what I want to do is I want to create a dashboard. Okay, so how do we create a dashboard? Also very, very simple. We click the little cog over here, and you can see also you can download, you can send, you can save and schedule like before, you can merge results, you can remove, and you can clear and refresh. But we want to save. We want to save, and we can either save it to an existing dashboard, or we can save to a new one or as a look. Okay. So I want to create a new dashboard for myself. So I'm going to say as a new dashboard, and then I want to put it as antivirus. This is a nice way to see, maybe if you're an MSP, you can see maybe certain devices don't have antivirus on, or they have Windows Defender, and you'd like them to have something like Bitdefender, Malwarebytes, or things that we can provide through Atera. So I want to save it in my folder, so I'm going to click Save. And I want to add one more thing. I want to add the actual device name with the antivirus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the count for now. I'm going to remove the count over there, and I'm going to go back, and I want to have the agent name, okay, over there. And I want to have that in the front because I want to create a nice table for us. And then again, so I want to click run again. And now what you'll see is that incompatible data, which makes sense because we don't have the data. It's comparing there's no numbers here. It's just the antivirus name and the agent name. But what I can do is I can have it in a table, and this is what I want. So I'm going to go and I'm going to save this, but I'm going to save it to an existing dashboard. And you'll see here in my folder, which is where I saved it, I saved antivirus, and I'll say save to dashboard. Very simple, very easy. And now I want to go back to my dashboard. Also very simple. We just click main view. And then it will take us back to our little dashboard that I created. So now you can see the antivirus the antivirus that you monitor that's on the devices, and you can also see the actual agent names. Very cool. Okay. So before I wrap up here, I know I'm going a bit fast. There's a lot to take in. The best thing to do is you guys have this for 2 weeks. Really go play around, go pull data. Really, it's a very amazing tool that I think. But what I want to show you is you can add favorites over here. So if I want to click the heart here, it's going to add to my favorites, okay, that I've added there. And then my folder is obviously dashboards that I've created. And group is going to be something that's shared between, if there's multiple technicians that you're working with, this will be something that if you want to share, these will be dashboards that will be shared amongst the whole team, okay? And that is about it. I've gone through group, I've gone through shared. Shared obviously is the presets. And I think that is about it for the advanced reporting. Like Muna said.
Couple of questions.
Yes.
Perfect. So the first one is, can we create a report of all the software that's installed per company per month?
You should be able to. You should be able to. I don't want to go through it because it might take me a while to figure it out, but you definitely could do per company.
Awesome. There was a question here about a report for total patches per computer or server. So that one I know is in the works. We still haven't launched it. I believe the plan is to release that towards the end of March. So that's around
exactly.
The total number of patches that were implemented on a computer or server.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So thank you, Jason.
Cool.
Again, let me bring up my presentation here. What I did is I did share with you a link. So for those of you that want to do the evaluation, I added a link in there that points you to a knowledge-based article where you can learn more about the advanced reports. There's a short video, and obviously this webinar will also be available to you, to review after. So thank you, Jason. That's advanced reports. And now for the long-awaited Linux agent, what we're going to show really is how we've opened up and allowed you as our clients full coverage of a broad breadth of operating systems. So we supported Windows, Mac, you could manage your SNMP devices, and now Linux has been added into that mix. So let's talk a little bit about what that includes. So it's really a cross-platform agent, and these are these supported distributions. And what it does offer you, and this is what Jason's going to show us in a minute, really the ability to monitor and manage Linux-powered devices, just like you've been doing with the Windows and the Mac, showing you availability, showing you CPU usage and memory, disk space. But it's not just that. What we've added in this initial launch, and of course we will continue to enhance, is the ability to access the terminal and to remotely send command to your Linux-powered devices. And Jason will show us some of that. You can get notified when a device goes offline. And more importantly, you'll be able to utilize Atera's threshold profiles and the smart automations in order to set presets and get alerted on issues with the device. You can deploy scripts. And of course, if you are using, and I highly recommend the Atera mobile app, you'll also be able to monitor Linux devices there. And what's coming very soon is the ability to do this with AnyDesk. So we've got it now with Splashtop. AnyDesk is coming very soon. And there at the bottom, you can see in what plans this capability is supported. So again, cool. Back to you, Jason, to show us the device console and how to leverage the new Linux agent. So I'm handing over to you.
Perfect. Oh. Okay, let me share again. Okay, so Just to mention a bit, it's a bit difficult to show exactly, it wasn't like the advanced reports where I can show you how to make reports. I can show you where to find it. It's a bit more simple with the Linux agent. So what I want to do is, in case you guys forgot, which I hope not, I'm going to go through, firstly, how to install an agent. Probably something that you've seen a lot of, but I'm just going to show you guys anyways. So what you'll see here, same as you've been used to, except what we see is we see the little penguin over here. And it's the same thing. You click it, you go next, choose the customer where you want the device to be installed under, and then click next, and you copy this command, and there we go. That's how you will get the Linux agent installed. Your Linux agent installed, and will show up in your Atera platform. Okay. Just to mention a few things, I'm not going to do that. Like Muna mentioned, this is available in all of the IT products, in our IT product products. And in the MSP, it's available in the mid and upper package with the growth and power. And there is a KB already, I think, that Muna has shared it to show you and to explain to you in better detail exactly what is possible with the Linux agents at this point in time. But what I want to do is I want to go and I want to show you, very basic things about it. I want to go into threshold profiles, and you'll see here already. Let's actually create a nice new one for us at the bottom. Let's go add profile, and let's go Linux threshold. There we go. If I spelled that right, there we go. Cool. Amazing. So you can see what we already have here. We already have some presets for you guys. So we think about you guys. We know you guys are busy. We've already created defaults for you. So we're going to click set. And as you know, and as you've come to love Atera for, is everything is customizable here. You can go in here and you can choose time periods. You can choose percentages. It's all up to you. Okay. And one thing I want to mention is that as we go, as we develop the Linux agent further and further, obviously more and more thresholds will be be added for you guys to use. Okay. So, but what I want to show you is that how you can see if it's available on the Linux agent is you'll see the little penguin over here and the supported operating system. Okay. So you can see a CPU load obviously is available. So you see the little penguin. If you go through the other ones, for now, certain things obviously aren't available. So you won't see the penguin, so it won't be possible to add it to the Linux agent threshold profile. Okay. So that's on that section. What I want to show you now is what it looks like. It looks very similar. You guys are aware of what the device pages should look like. So for now, very simple, very basic. If you go to manage, like Muna mentioned, for now you have the terminal, which will initialize there, and you can use the terminal through Atera for your Linux agent and device. If we go into it, I only have a virtual machine, so I don't have any metrics here. But if you guys are, obviously you guys are aware of how it looks, you'll have a CPU and memory or RAM that's showing a graph over here. And it looks very similar to what your Mac and what your Windows agents will show. Obviously your operating system, the version and the build, your threshold profile that you want to set. Maybe you want to add add-on over here, which was Linux. Here we go. And we click apply. Now we have the Linux threshold profile added to this, this particular device. And that's pretty much it. Very, very straightforward. Maybe I'll go again to show you. See terminal there. You can edit, you can add, you can change relations. You have a password manager. And of course, you can create a ticket. So for the Linux one, Muna, this one was very short, very simple. Let's go back to you, Muna.
Awesome. So there is a question here. Is it going to work with Red Hat? Is that something you're familiar with?
If that's an operating system, which I'm not 100% sure, if it is at the moment, it's just Debian and Linux at the moment.
And a similar question regarding the Alma Linux or Cloud Linux. Can you install the agent on those?
That's a good question. I will have to find out for you.
Okay, so we'll get back to you with answers on that one. when we did talk about the two supported distributions, when we say supported, it's really the distributions that we do quality assurance on, that we do testing internally, and that, of course, with every update, we ensure that, or we work to ensure that we don't break anything. Regarding others, we know that some clients during the beta did some testing, but it's not officially supported. So we welcome you to go ahead, do some testing. It may or may not work, but you have to keep in mind that it's not officially supported, which basically means there is a chance that something could break, and we will not be testing it here internally. So let's go back. There's some questions about reporting, but I'll leave those to the end. So maybe, cool, Jason, you can look at those as I go back and do
sure.
Our last part here on, let's see, where did we get to? So we did the Linux agent and asset management. So this is really another thing that's quite new in our solution. And I first wanted to give it like the broader context. So we heard from a lot of our customers that they wanted an inventory management, asset management solution that is an integral part of their platform. And with Atera, we do aspire to be an all-in-one solution, and we keep adding additional capabilities, modules, or even partnerships in order to give you that comprehensive capability within the platform. So what we are looking to implement is a center for IT assets inventory, where you have the single place that you can document, organize, track, and manage not only your monitored hardware devices, but the software, any fixed assets, and that it would be fully customizable, giving you both visibility and control, and of course, having the ability to then export and have the reports around this. But what we're going to focus on today, which is the initial phase of this development, is around custom asset management. And what this really means is your ability within Atera to create asset types and add those to the system to manage unmonitored devices. And Jason will give us some examples to hone it in for you. And again, you can see in what specific plans this is available to you. So both in the growth and the power plans, you can create custom asset types and assign them to the different assets that you want to monitor and manage for yourself or for those clients. So again, Jason's going to show us the demo here. And I think, Jason, if you don't mind, we'll see that demo, and then maybe we can go directly into the alerts and see some of the overhaul that was done there by the design and product team.
Perfect. Awesome. Perfect. Works for me. Okay. So I just want to emphasize what Muna said. So this basically is something that I think is really amazing to help you keep track of all of the devices that are unmonitored. So instead of keeping a separate Excel sheet, you can have everything basically in Atera. And this is something that we're really striving to do, is have one place where you can come and have all the information at your fingertips. And that's something that we're really pushing hard to achieve. And that's why we added for now this custom assets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first show you how to add a custom asset. And then I'm going to show you how to add it to a customer and how to add a specific asset to a customer. So first of all, we need to add certain assets, like it's called custom assets. So we need to go and add the assets first. So where do we find that? We go admin, and then you'll see over here, it says new, we have custom assets. And as you can see here, we already have a few. So now you can kind of get an idea of what we want to achieve with this specific feature. So you see we have a screen, chair, keyboard, mouse, and you can think of any other things that you might want to add, maybe like speakers. But for this case, what I want to do is I want to actually add a new asset type so I can show you the customizability of this feature. Okay, so I want to actually add headphones to the mix here. Okay, so that's going to be the name. It's going to be headphones. And we have a few default asset type fields over here. But if you want to add some more, we can add another field. So we already have one set up. Let's do purchase date. That's a good one. And we want to add that one. But now if it wasn't there, how do we add a field that wasn't there? Very simple. We go here and we go create new. And I want to put warranty end. Okay. Let's just do correct grammar over there. And I want to do warranty end. And then as you can see here, we have multiple options that you can choose from. I want to obviously choose date. Do I want this to be required or not required? I don't think I want it to be required in case you don't know when it is. So let's just leave that as not required and we will click add. Okay, so now we've created our specific asset with a specific field that will need to be filled in. And we want to create this. So we'll say create. There we go. And now we'll see we have headphones created over there. So now what we want to do is we want to start adding assets to customers or employees. Okay, so how do we do this? Again, just like you know with Atera, we have multiple ways to do this. One of the ways is you just click new and you'll see assets over here. Okay, and you click new asset and then you can obviously fill in the details. But I want to show you the other way how you can add assets to a specific customer or employee or department or site. So how you do it is you go into customers. For all our IT guys, internal IT departments out there, you'll see sites. You'll then go into the specific site or customer. So I like Avengers. I'm going to go into Avengers. And you'll see we already have asset types here. So you'll see on the top here, over there, you have assets. So assets was already pre-selected for me. And what I want to do is I now want to add, for example, headphones to a specific Avenger. So what we'll do is we'll see the little plus button over here. So like I mentioned before, you can either do it through new and asset, or you can do it with a little plus. So we're going to click plus. The asset type will just nice drop down. You can create new from here as well if you'd like. But we want to do headphones. The asset name, we will say Sony XM4000. I think that's a very good one. Description, we'll leave that for now. The customer is an Avengers. This is the nice thing about if you're in the specific customer or site, it'll actually already pre-populate this. Otherwise, you need to populate it yourself. The folder, we're going to leave the folder. We didn't create a folder. This is for reporting purposes. When that gets released down the line, that you'll be able to sort by different folders. Okay, for now, we're going to leave that blank. The contact will be, let's go, Bruce Banner, Mr. Hulk. Okay. The purchase date, we will obviously then fill this in because it's mandatory. You can see with the star, it's something that we have to fill in. So we bought it on the 10th and the warranty ends, we'll just say 31st for this sake. I don't want to go searching. Okay. And as you see, very simple, very easy. We'll click create and there it'll populate over here. Now you'll see all the assets under this specific customer or site. And like I mentioned before, this is something that I feel is very strong, a very strong feature that instead of having something separate on the side, like an Excel sheet, everything's going to be in Atera. And what's nice is that soon, not at the moment, but soon, we're going to allow this to be reported on. And you can start to pull these things, certain, the whole site or whole customer, everything that is under that customer, devices, SNMP devices, and now you have assets that's also going to pull through there as well. So you can really keep track of everything within the Atera platform. Okay, that's about it for the custom assets part. Something that Muna mentioned that I want to touch on very quickly is something that we've been working on for quite a while. It's our alerts page. Okay, so it looks very normal, looks very what you guys are used to, but maybe what you didn't know is that you now have the capability to resize. You can move things around. Cool, very, very cool, I think. And other than that, there's not only that you can do. What you can do is you can see the little cog over there. We can choose between a compact or a default setting, but what we have is edit columns, which I think is very cool. So what we can do now is, I know that customers were asking for saying, well, I don't really want to know what the severity is, or I don't really want to know what the category is. I just want to know certain things on the page. I don't need other information, just 1 or 2 things or 3 or 4 things. So what you can do now is you're able to choose exactly what you want to display on this page, which I think is amazing. And like you can see over there, so for example, if I want the device name, I want when it was created, I want the customer name, and I want the status. And you can see here, we can then go and move things around. And what you can do then is then you can save the view. So because I'm in my own view, it wants to either update, but actually I want to save as new. So I'll say my second view. Cool. We'll leave the category for now, and we'll click save. So now what we have is we can see we can either choose between Jason's view, or we can choose between my second view. And again, I'll emphasize that you can really resize them, and you can click down, and things will work exactly how you choose them to be. And I think that's about all. This I think is very amazing. I really like this. I really like the asset classes. I really like the Explorer reports. We're very excited to launch it to all you guys, and I hope you guys are also excited as well. So I'm going to hand it back to you, Muna, and we'll get through to some questions.
Awesome, Jason. Thank you very much. And I think it's worth mentioning that that table and its dynamic interface will also very soon apply to some additional places within the
Pages,
product.
yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, so we're starting out with the alerts page because that's something that we kind of thought is a focal point for a lot of ticketing teams. So we started there on the alerts page, and we're going to eventually start rolling the same type of feature out to your devices page and your tickets page, so that you guys can really customize the Atera platform as you guys see fit.
Thank you. So let's
Cool.
go back to some of the questions. I have something here around the asset management. So the first question, you showed us how to create the asset, but is it possible to upload at this point if you've got a sheet or a document with the assets?
At the moment, I don't think it's possible. I'd need to double check that with you, but I don't think it's possible at the moment. We kind of still very new, but those things will definitely be added in the future for sure.
Okay, so we can take a look at that. And
yeah.
To that, will it integrate soon with IT Glue?
We do already have an integration with IT Glue. I'd need someone more technical to explain exactly how it works. But eventually, yes, the idea is that the integration with the IT Glue that you're talking about, eventually, I think it would eventually be added.
So I think at this point, we don't know if it's on the roadmap for the initial, so I would not give an answer to that. There is an IT Glue integration around knowledge management, but I'm not familiar with asset management at this point, but we'll definitely keep you posted. There's a question here, and I believe it relates back to reporting. Or let's go for one with the alerts. Can you configure alert notify of some specific window events from event log? Example, user blocked event. Maybe you can take a look at that. I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Well, I think this is setting an alert about a Windows event.
I think you can. If it's sorry.
Go ahead.
I think it is possible in if you go look in the actual alerts where I was before, where I showed you the thresholds. It should be able to give you an alert if it depends what events. We don't do every single event that happens, but we do quite a few events. So you'd have to go and check it out and see on the events, the threshold profile where I went to custom, and you can probably check if it's there. Okay.
Okay, and there's something here around the warranty. So can you put an alert or a notification to pop up before a warranty expires. I know that we can filter based on dates, but can that be populated as an alert? Or
At the moment, I would say no. At the moment, not.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a couple of questions here back to the Linux and the support, so I'll give a general answer again. When it comes to the supported, to the supported distribution, at this point, it's only Debian and Ubuntu. And for everything else, you're welcome to test it out. But I'll reiterate that when we say it's not supported, it means that if there is an experience or an issue, our team is not actively looking into it and providing a resolution. So be careful with leading that. But obviously, the regular SNMP device management is available to you to keep on monitoring in that format.
Yeah, I see one here. Is it possible to create a ticket via email instead of installing the agent? How it works is that you have a forwarding rule in your inbox, in your work inbox, that forwards into Atera. The issue, if you don't have an agent installed, that ticket will go to an unassigned customer and an unassigned contact or employee. So it's kind of just it'll come into Atera because it's forwarded into Atera, but it's kind of going to be floating in an unassigned kind of area, to answer that question.
Okay, I think this covers the questions that we got. Again, if anybody has any additional questions, feel free to type them in here. And if not, we'll be wrapping this up. For those that we didn't respond, I know there's one or two questions here specific to feature requirements. I'll be sure to get back to you through the product team. I put in here a link to both the release notes. This is going to be a dynamic document that you can feel free to take a look at, bookmark that link. We'll be adding all the capabilities in there, obviously also in language, French or German. I put in a link to the Linux knowledge base articles where you can find additional information. And we will be doing more of these What's New webinars to keep you in the know of what's been released and give you a crash course on operating the capabilities. So please watch out for those webinars as well. But more importantly, give us your feedback. That's what's going to pop up in the survey after we end this. Let us know what you want to learn more about, what we can present to you here in the Atera webinars, and we'll make sure to get the right people on board to provide you this information. So again, thank you very much, Jason, for the amazing work here. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to join today. The webinar will be available on demand. We'll upload it tomorrow, and we will be sending it to you via email. So again, thanks a lot. Have a great rest of the day. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Muna. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.